What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Minhunter Comics,
And in the new year, I wanted to be more open. I thought we'd stimulate some conversation by giving off 100 of my not-so-popular opinions on all things pop culture. My challenge for you is to write down one unpopular opinion in the comments of this video. No opinion is wrong, so don't be afraid. Now let's hit you with my 100 unpopular opinions after a deep breath. Okay, Curb Your Enthusiasm is way funnier than Seinfeld. Indie comics have surpassed Marvel and DC. Willy Wonka is clearly a cannibal. Arthur Morgan was a better character than John Marston. Ultimate Fallout 4 is an overrated modern key comic. Watchmen on HBO is a masterpiece and a worthy sequel. I completely love and stand by Tom King's Batman run. Big Bang Theory is not funny in the slightest. The top clearly started to wobble to a halt at the end of Inception. Uncharted 3 kinda sucked. The best Spider-Man costume I've ever seen in live action is in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I liked the ending of I Am Legend. Lady Shiva is one of the best Batman villains and is frustratingly underused. Despite so many iterations, Christopher Reeve's Superman is still the best. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. The PlayStation 3 was the greatest console. I don't like Damian Wayne. I think Bane is Batman's smartest villain. Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie ever made. The best Batman game is still Arkham Asylum. I don't think CGC should give 9.9s to a book with off-white pages. Babies should be banned from movie theaters. Toy Story 4 was unnecessary. My favorite comic book cover is Luke Cage #1. The final act of Shang-Chi was a massive letdown and CGI nightmare. Swamp Thing is DC's best character. Skyfall is the best James Bond film. The Justice League Snyder Cut saved the Justice League movie, but still doesn't make it a great movie. Ultimate Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man comic book run. Ant-Man and the Wasp is one of the MCU's best films. The Office US version is actually funnier and has surpassed the UK version. Sinestro has one of the worst first appearance covers, only outmatched by Doctor Strange. Andrew Lincoln is impossibly sexy, and I want a piece. Captain Marvel is the worst MCU movie. Pugs aren't cute. Injustice Gods Among Us is the greatest Justice League story ever written. The first Hobbit movie was an absolute blast. Harry Potter is the worst character in the Harry Potter movies. Breaking Bad is my favorite show, but season 1 is noticeably slower and not at the same levels as the rest of the show. Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5 is boring, predictable, and felt like a DLC to the first game. The Mandalorian is extremely predictable, not bad, but extremely predictable. Jurassic Park: The Lost World is fantastic. Batman Hush is very overrated. There should be more gay and bisexual character representation in comics. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was bad. Hannibal, the show, is better than Silence of the Lambs. I cannot understand the appeal of Doctor Who. McDonald's coffee is better than Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. The Last of Us Part 2 is just as good, if not even better than the first game. Captain America Civil War's tone is all over the place and ruined by the need to tell jokes right after each serious moment. Infinity War was even better than Endgame. Game of Thrones started declining in quality after season 4, not just the last 2 episodes of the final season. The Wire trumps Sopranos, but no one talks about it. Pepsi is absolutely delicious. Emperor's New Groove is low-key the best Disney movie. The decision to make Tim Drake bisexual felt very pandering. WandaVision is the biggest gamble Marvel ever made, and the result was spectacular. They should take risks more often. Walton Goggins has all the sex appeal. Walking Dead seasons 2 through 5 were near masterpieces. I really dig that Mariah Carey Christmas album. Ethan Van Sciver is one of the best artists ever, and him getting canceled was bullshit. Community was good throughout all the seasons. Hashtag 6 seasons in a movie. Brandon Routh's Superman was extremely underrated and really captures the spirit of the Reeves era movies. I like Fear the Walking Dead more than Walking Dead. Despite so many iterations, I think we still have yet to get a perfect live-action Batman. The Incredibles handled a large superhero cast better than X-Men ever did. Eggnog is f***ing disgusting. Black Panther is not the masterpiece everyone wishes it to be. Jar Jar Binks is an essential Star Wars character, even if part of that is playing into the Jar Jar Sith conspiracy theory. Saint Anger is a fantastic Metallica album. I don't think Forrest Gump Jr. is actually Forrest's kid. There's no way Kate Bishop would ever win a fight against Kingpin. I despise the ending of Grease. Sandy really sold out. Kendrick Lamar is one of the most proficient rappers of our time, but his voice is annoying. Despite his devotion, I still don't like Tom Hardy's Bane. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is one of the best games on the PS4, and like 12 people played it. Spider-Man 1 has aged quite badly and seems ridiculously low budget compared to the second movie. I like Tom Cruise. Too many comic book story arcs struggle to stick the landing. Kelly Jones is the best Batman artist of the 90s. The only movies I actually enjoyed the Hulk in was the first two Avengers movies. Nightmare Before Christmas is more of a Christmas movie than a Halloween movie. I was not impressed with Clockwork Orange. Wonder Woman blatantly ripped off Captain America: The First Avenger. The modern Planet of the Apes trilogy was better than the originals. Jim Carrey should do more dramas than comedy. Tom Taylor is the greatest comic book writer in comic books today. Having worse comic book paper actually makes mint-hunting new comic books harder and more enjoyable. Frollo is the all-time best Disney villain. Doctor Strange can beat Scarlet Witch. The best Lord of the Rings movie was Two Towers. Extended edition, of course. Blade Runner 2049 was as good as the first movie and complements it nicely. I cannot stand Loki in the first Avengers movie. His character development makes no sense after we last saw him in Thor. I already like the new Black Widow more than Natasha. Comic speculation is advantageous, but also dangerous to this hobby. The Superior Spider-Man is one of the best Spider-Man villains ever. Batman White Knight is the best Batman book written in the last 10 years. There's nothing wrong with remakes and spin-offs. Tom Holland does not play Peter Parker, he plays Miles Morales. On a similar note, the MCU's Ned Leeds is just Genki, Miles Morales' friend. The most disappointing movie I've seen in my entire life has to go to The Last Jedi. I am completely unable to enjoy any scene from The Flash or any other CW show for that matter. Blackest Night is the greatest canon DC crisis-style event I've ever read. Martian Manhunter has been misused for the last decade. Indiana Jones 3 is the best one. Clone Wars lived up to and even surpassed the hype, but the first few seasons were not easy to get through, and the childlike tone was wrong for that show. Aquaman perfectly captures the imagination of a Saturday cartoon-style movie feel, while also perfectly knowing its source material. Loki, the show, really should have been crammed into 6 episodes. What we were given instead had some real pacing issues and was at times quite boring and slow. And Captain Carrot is the greatest fictional animal in pop culture.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below. We got the 12,000 subscriber giveaway coming up, and you're going to win a PS5. At 15,000 subscribers, one of you, I'm just buying your favorite comic book, up to $500 value. And in the spirit of giving, I said I was going to be doing a members only giveaway, and I am going to give this copy of this classic KKK Black Panther issue to one of the members that joined this week. So congrats to Martin Brandt. You've won this great classic Black Panther issue.
And as always, my friends, keep on hunting.